Hasbro owns the Transformers brand, but they don't own the idea of a transforming toy. As a result, there's been many Transformer-style toys produced by other companies. Today, I'm going to journey into history and talk about some of these toys. From the early 2000s to last year, we're going to be enjoying a variety of transforming products. A few exceptions, though. First, Hasbro did make their own crossover Transformers, including Jurassic Park, Top Gun, and going back to the early 2000s, they also did a Marvel series of Transformers and a Star Wars series of Transformers. All of those feel like a topic for another video. Since they are made by Hasbro, even stuff like the Animorphs toys, I would consider real Transformers. Today, we're only going to be talking about unique brands of transforming toys. What's up, y'all? Jake here, dumb as ever. And before we get started, I just want to ask you, if you enjoy content like this, please consider liking and subscribing. It'll help me out a lot. I'm putting a lot of work into this channel. I'm uploading consistently, and I just want to talk about cool stuff. The first toy I want to talk about is actually not directly a Transformers style toy. It's more a Bionicle style toy. Mega Bloks' Neo Shifters. Yes, Neo Shifters. These figures were articulated, transforming, buildable figures, but the catch is they only transformed into a ball. The ball form seemed to be some sort of like spaceship form, according to the commercials. They can like fly around. I was actually super jealous of a friend of mine that had some Neo Shifters when I was a kid. They were honestly so cool to me. Their fingers were articulated, and inside their chest, they had a little guy. It kind of reminded me of Minicons from Transformers Armada. And the little guy could run around. I can't really tell if the little guy is the pilot or if he's like just a pilot's friend, or is he like R2-D2? Who knows? During my research, I watched a few Mega Bloks commercials, and I think that they were maybe kind of cooking in the 2000s with their original IP. Could be a future video. Comment down below if you'd be interested in that. Next up, I want to talk about more recent toy line. From 52 Toys, Beast Box has been a line I've been very interested in. These are Transformers that turn into boxes. Just cubes. Literal cube. And what is so appealing about them? It's fun to see how they turn these different creatures into boxes, and the creature design is honestly pretty awesome. It's got a lot of Zoids influence. The clear parts on all of them also remind me of like earlier toy days of translucent plastic, Energon Transformers type of stuff. I do have a few of these guys. I have Echo Blaster, the parrot, and this dog whose name I forgot. They're both really awesome figures. I like Echo Blaster a lot more. He's just more cartoonish and looks more animated and has more fun posability options. The dog is just a little difficult to pose for me personally. 52 Toys is also making a series called Beast Drive, which are vehicles that turn into animals, and I really dig this idea. I like what I've seen. All the Beast Drive vehicles come with little pilots inside, which is so freaking cute, but I don't really want to talk about them that much. I'd really like to get a few and make a video on them because they're so cool, and I think the idea is just sick. It feels like a natural evolution from the Beast Box idea. Oh, hey, sorry, didn't see you there. I was just bumping the Digi-Rap, you know, from the best movie ever made, Digimon the movie. I am a lifelong Digimon fan, and the first 3 seasons were a big part of my childhood. And the cool thing about Digimon is they digivolve, they change, right? And Bandai saw this and decided, hey, we can do that. So we ended up with these toys that would transform from one form to the other with incredibly varying results. Seriously, these guys are goofy looking sometimes, but also sometimes they're really good, like the Agumon toy. That guy was awesome. He turned all the way into WarGreymon. Warp Digivolve, baby! My personal favorite was my Gargomon to Rapidmon, since I loved him in the movie. I watched the movie a lot more than season 3, so that's kind of what I associate Gargomon with the most.
He's got pants now.
And this toy, looking back now, looking at it, it's obviously quite crappy. Even the Gargomon mode, which is better of the two, probably looks weird and the proportions are strange. It's funny what we find acceptable when we're children. But even today, I would love and cherish this thing. They're awesome. I like the attempt, even if the attempt wasn't the best. And honestly, I'd love to dive into more Digimon toys, because it didn't really seem like they knew 100% what they were doing in the West with Digimon in regards to merch. Now, straight out of 2023, we gotta talk about Jurassic World Fierce Changers. Yep, Mattel decided to make their own transforming dinosaur toys. What's hilarious is they've done 2 collabs with the real Transformers recently, so I guess Mattel just saw that those 2 sets did well and we're like, what if we just did our own, maybe? I don't know. It seems kind of funny in terms of timing. These Fierce Changers are kind of interesting, so there's a few different ones. There are little eggs that turn into baby dinosaurs, a T-Rex, a Dilophosaurus, one looks like a little baby Indominus, I think. And then we also have these dinosaurs that go from herbivores to carnivores, which is an interesting concept. And finally, the big boy is a Jurassic Park Jeep that transforms into a T-Rex, the main T-Rex, Rexy. This T-Rex has seen some shit. Just speaking plainly, the robot mode, or dinosaur mode rather, looks terrible. The kibble on the legs is just atrocious. And then the Jeep mode is also bad. The wheels look way too small on it. Proportions are just all wrong. The transformation for it looks like a headache. It looks terrible. I kind of want it to see for myself, but it looks very panely, which is always an annoying trend if you're a Transformers fan, is to deal with a bunch of little panels. So this line leaves a lot to be desired. I'm not sure they're even gonna continue something like this. It seemed very experimental. The thing I like the most out of this is the eggs. I think the eggs are interesting, sort of like the Beast Box thing. If you just made dinosaurs that turned into eggs, that could be fun. But they'd need to have 52 Toys level engineering instead of what they got going on right now. Rounding out our journey, we need to talk about the time before Hasbro when Toy Biz was king. Toy Biz, they used to own the Marvel license for a very long time. They owned the Marvel license till Hasbro got it sometime in the early 2000s. And during their time with the license, Toy Biz did attempt to make a few transforming toys. First, we'll talk about the Marvel Megamorphs, huge mechs that the Marvel heroes use to fight Dr. Doom. A fun premise, a fun little toy line. Not much about them on YouTube. I had a hard time finding footage, but I distinctly remember the commercials for these toys on TV, though I never had any myself or can't even remember seeing them in stores. These Megamorphs were pretty cool. They came with little figures of the superheroes that you would put inside the big robots, and then the robots would turn into vehicles, kind of. They were pretty crappy transforming toys, to be honest. You could definitely tell that Toy Biz wasn't used to this type of stuff. They had some pretty cool Megamorphs figures though, like Ghost Rider and the Hulk, but that wasn't Toy Biz's only foray into transforming toys. They also made the Shapeshifters line, which was several Marvel characters, mostly Spider-Man characters, that would transform into animals. The lizard would turn into an alligator. The rhino turned into you can probably guess what the rhino turned into. These figures also looked like crap. Yeah, they were just more action figure than Transformer. I think these are better figures than the Megamorphs personally, but they're still not great. Well, there you go. some transforming toys that are not Transformers. I had a lot of fun looking up all these toys, really nostalgic time. Let me know if you saw anything you want me to expand on here, because I would be down to talk about any of this stuff in more detail. And once again, if you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing. It would help me out a ton. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.